Imagine a vibrant juke joint, born from dreams and defiance, pulsating with blues music and the spirit of a community. But beneath the rhythm and celebration, a chilling darkness stirs, threatening to consume everything they hold dear. Welcome, cinematic explorers, to a deep dive into The Devil You Know, a masterful blend of historical drama, blues, and supernatural horror. Today, we're unraveling the intricate plot, shocking twists, and hidden details of this powerful film, from the fiery grand opening to its devastating, unforgettable end. Let's journey back to the Mississippi Delta, a place both beautiful and brutal, in the restrictive era of Jim Crow. We meet the Smokestack Twins, Smoke and Stack, returning from Chicago to buy an old sawmill from the wary Hogwood. Their imposing presence and veiled threats quickly establish their no-nonsense attitude, securing the property for their ambitious venture, a juke joint. They promise Hogwood this will be his last payment, issuing a stark warning against him or his clan associates crossing their new property line. Hogwood dismisses the clan's existence, a lie that will later unravel with deadly consequences. Meanwhile, we're introduced to their young cousin, Sammy, affectionately called Preacher Boy. His devout father, a pastor, insists Sammy follow scripture, but Sammy yearns for the freedom of playing blues music. His father's ominous warning about dancing with the devil foreshadows the darkness to come. The twins recount their disillusionment with Chicago, finding it to be Mississippi with tall buildings and a reminder of their home's inescapable struggles. Despite minor setbacks and a tight schedule, Smoke is determined to open the juke joint that very night. This impulsive decision sets the stage for the chaotic and fateful night. The twins envision a sanctuary, for us, and by us, a place of freedom and revelry away from the oppressive world. Stack leaves his young associate, Cornbread, to guard their truck, emphasizing the need for vigilance. A tender moment between Stack and his lover, Pearline, shows a softer side to the hardened man, before he leaves her to guard their truck. Stack enlists a young girl named Lisa, offering her 10 cents a minute to honk the horn if anyone suspicious approaches. Lisa, surprisingly savvy, negotiates her pay up to 20 cents, showcasing her sharp wit. The twins approach Bo Chow for catfish, encountering Grace and her husband Bert, who are making a sign for the juke joint. A tense encounter with Terry, who tries to steal from the twins' truck, quickly escalates into Stack shooting him in the ass. Stack explains that no one can boast about almost robbing them without a limp to show for it, a brutal display of their reputation. Grace expresses concern for her husband Bert after he is seemingly attacked by a mysterious, chalk-dog man. Bert appears injured, and Grace notes that Stack brings more than just trouble, hinting at deeper issues. Grace, a skilled artist, negotiates the price of the sign with Smoke, agreeing on $15 after some haggling. Stack, in a lewd but instructive moment, gives Sammy advice on pleasing a woman, comparing it to enjoying ice cream. Sammy presses Stack about his father's death, learning it was Smoke who buried him after their father beat Stack unconscious. Stack reveals Sammy is playing Charlie Patton's guitar, won in a card game, sparking excitement in the young musician. The twins try to recruit the legendary bluesman Delta Slim, introducing him to Sammy as the finest blues player in all the Delta. Smoke fiercely defends Sammy when Slim dismisses his talent, highlighting the protective bond within their family. Slim initially refuses the twins' offer, preferring the stability of his gig at Messengers, where he gets corn liquor as I can drink. The twins, however, tempt Slim with Irish beer and a generous $40 a night, successfully convincing him to play at Club Juke. The grand opening is advertised as a Battle of the Blues, promising an unforgettable night for the community. Sammy flirts with Pearline, but she warns him she is married, setting up a later, more intimate encounter. Cornbread warns Stack about a white woman staring, who turns out to be Mary, Stack's former lover. Their reunion is tense and laced with bitterness, as Mary confronts Stack for abandoning her. Mary accuses Stack of using her and her deceased mother, telling him to rot in hell, a curse that may soon become literal. On their way to pick up Cornbread, they pass a lynching site, which deeply affects Delta Slim, as he knew the victims. Slim recounts his traumatic past, forced to play for white crowds after being arrested, seeing his friend Rice lynched by the Klan, and having his manhood cut off. This horrifying story reveals the deep-seated racial violence and the true nature of the devil they know. Smoke visits Miss Annie, a woman knowledgeable in roots and magic, to acquire High John for protection. Annie warns Smoke about the cursed money and how her roots kept him safe, questioning why they didn't protect their lost child. She performs a ritual, blessing Smoke with a mojo bag, reminding him of their unbreakable connection and love. Grace, distraught, returns to Annie, revealing that the Choctaw man, Remick, tried to kill her and took her husband, Bert. Annie discovers Bert, now seemingly resting, but transformed into a vampire, a chilling revelation of the supernatural threat. The Juke joint opens its doors, a beacon of celebration with whiskey, Irish beer, and Italian wine. Cornbread advises Smoke to be mindful of the patrons, explaining that these are field workers who deserve respect and a welcoming atmosphere. Mary, surprisingly, shows up at Club Juke, initially denied entry, but Sammy vouches for her, revealing her connection to the twins. Mary reveals her mixed heritage, explaining her grandfather was half black and that her mother saved Stack's life, even nursing the twins as her own. Stack confronts Mary, who claims to be there for the blues, not him, but their intense conversation reveals deeper feelings. Mary confesses her desire to be with Stack and her pain over his decision to push her away for her safety. Sammy takes the stage, proudly announcing himself as a sharecropper from Sunflower Plantation, ready to play his blues. His performance of "I Lied to You" is a powerful declaration of his love for music over his father's expectations, captivating the crowd. Delta Slim observes that their blues music is magic, capable of piercing the veil between life and death, conjuring spirits. After his performance, Sammy retreats with Pearline, sharing an intimate moment, unaware of the impending horror. Smoke confides in Sammy that they are underwater financially due to plantations paying in credits, not real cash. Sammy, wanting to help, offers to get money from the white musicians he saw earlier, against Smoke's wishes. Smoke, fearing for Sammy's safety, warns him this will be his last juke, ordering him to live a proper life away from the dangerous business. Sammy, defiant, declares his intent to leave the plantation, challenging Smoke to kill him if it's a problem. Smoke, a soldier, accepts Sammy's challenge with a chilling resolve, highlighting the depth of his protective instincts. Remick, Joan, and Bert, the vampires, return, engaging Pearline outside with their solid gold money. Remick senses Pearline's pain over her mother's passing, offering her salvation from her fate. Mary returns to the Juke, letting herself in after the vampires tried to get in, increasing the danger. Inside, a fight erupts as a patron discovers Cornbread is using loaded dice, drawing Stack's attention. The vampire trio begins to sing their haunting "Pale Moon" song, drawing out the transformed Bert/Remick. Stack, investigating, confronts Mary, who bites him, initiating his transformation into a vampire. As Stack succumbs to the bite, he shares a tender "I love you" with Pearline before collapsing. Sammy is distraught, believing his music invoked the devil, but Smoke reassures him it's not his fault. Smoke refuses to move Stack's body, insisting his brother remains inside with him. He grieves, lamenting that Stack was the best thing about me, a profound expression of loss. Grace, terrified for her daughter Lisa, urges Bert to leave, but he seems to be under the vampire's influence. Slim returns, appearing drunk, but quickly realizes the gravity of the situation. Miss Annie confronts Slim, accusing him of being a "haint," one of the undead, prompting a tense standoff. The others, barricaded inside, realize Cornbread has been turned, confirming the presence of vampires. The transformed Stack, now a vampire, tries to manipulate Smoke, but Miss Annie warns him, "That ain't your brother." Stack demands the key, threatening to kill everyone, revealing his chilling new nature. Sammy reveals the creatures are vampires, not haints, having learned from Miss Annie that garlic and sunlight are their weaknesses. Annie explains that vampires are cursed, their souls trapped, and they must be killed one by one to free their spirits. Slim bravely declares he will protect Sammy and everyone else, having faced the devil plenty of times before. He asks Smoke to promise to free him if he gets bitten, implying death rather than transformation. The sound of the vampire's song, Rocky Road to Dublin, signals their approach, creating a terrifying atmosphere. Smoke, distrusting everyone, forces them to eat garlic to prove they aren't vampires, almost shooting Grace. The transformed Bert, now a full vampire, emerges outside, calmly telling Grace that cornbread is just a little hungry. Remick, now in Stack's body, tries to persuade Grace to open the door, promising forever together and threatening Lisa. He reveals Hogwood, the man who sold them the mill, is the grand dragon of the clan, and the Juke joint was always meant to be a slaughterhouse. Remick outlines his plan to form a new clan, based on love after killing them all, bringing heaven right here on Earth. The vampire Stack tries to convince Smoke to join him, appealing to their shared history and brotherhood. Grace, desperate to protect Lisa from the threats, makes the fateful decision to open the door to the vampires. As the vampires storm in, Smoke urges everyone not to panic, preparing for a fight. Remick/Stack brutally kills Miss Annie, despite her plea, "Not you," an act that deeply scars Smoke. Annie, in her dying breath, whispers, "I love you," to Elijah, embracing her fate with defiant love. Slim sacrifices himself to save Sammy, telling him to go and run towards the sunrise, holding off the vampires. Perline also falls, urging Sammy to keep running, sealing his escape. Smoke, consumed by rage and grief, confronts the transformed Stack, blaming him for Annie's death. Smoke eventually subdues the vampire Stack, declaring he's bored of you, a final, bitter goodbye. Smoke laments his inability to keep Stack safe, but Stack, now transformed, says Smoke always did keep him safe. As dawn breaks, the rising sun begins to burn the vampires, offering a painful but decisive end to their reign of terror. Smoke, barely clinging to life, tells Sammy to go home and bury that fucking guitar, a seemingly harsh command with a deeper meaning. He then reveals the truth: the guitar is not Charlie Patton's, but their own father's, a symbol of their heritage. Smoke bids Sammy farewell, entrusting him with the guitar and telling him to be strong, as he prepares for his own final battle. Hogwood and his KKK associates arrive, intending to burn the Juke joint, unaware of the horror that awaits them. Hogwood's racist remarks highlight the clan's true evil, setting the stage for Smoke's vengeance. Smoke, now a fully transformed vampire, retaliates, unleashing a bloody massacre upon the clan, a brutal but satisfying revenge. Samuel's father appears to him in a vision, urging him to drop the guitar and dedicate his soul to God, a moment of spiritual conflict. The transformed Smoke, offering Hogwood a final cigarette, sends him to hell with a chilling curse. Years later, an older Sammy, now a celebrated bluesman, is visited by the immortal Remick, still in Stack's form. Remick reveals that Stack, even in his final moments, made him promise to let Sammy live, a testament to his enduring love for his cousin. Sammy declines Remick's offer of eternal life and endless touring, having seen enough of this place and choosing mortality. He reflects on that fateful night, remembering it as the best day of my life, because he shared it with his brother, feeling truly free. The film concludes, leaving Sammy with the bittersweet memory of brotherhood, music, and the fleeting taste of freedom, forever haunted by the devil he knew. And that, my friends, is the haunting and powerful story of The Devil You Know, from beginning to its poignant end. What were your favorite moments, or what hidden details did you catch? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please give this video a like, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe for more cinematic explanations. Until next time, keep exploring the magic of movies.